In the world of colored gems, we think about the big three: emerald, sapphire, and ruby.
And ruby is July's birthstone. It's hardly a new discovery. Ruby is even mentioned in the Bible.
John Deneen, he's taught me a lot about diamonds and rubies and emeralds over the years, the general manager of Saul's.
Guys, good morning.
Nice to
Good
see
to
you,
see you,
John.
You as well.
So yeah, you've taught me a lot, but rubies, are these one of the most sought after gemstones in the market?
You know, they really have been. In the last, I'd say 5 to 6 years, it's kind of changed to where now rubies are very sought after. Larger rubies, anywhere from a carat and larger, people are really getting into them. They're using them as more traditional, or I should say non-traditional wedding sets.
Yes.
And you're seeing the prices starting to escalate too on them.
As you mentioned, a wedding set, you need durability if you're
Yes.
wearing something every day. Can rubies hold up?
You know, and that's what's great about this gemstone, and that's why every jeweler loves to work with rubies, is because they are hard. On the scale, they actually rank a 9 out of 10.
Oh, wow.
So
Where's a
working
diamond?
with them,
A diamond?
a diamond is a 10.
Is a 10,
Yep.
okay.
So right there, they're right below it. So you can put it in any type of setting, pressure set.
Yeah.
They hold heat well. So they're really a stone that a lot of jewelers love to work with.
And some really nice designs.
You know what's great is the designs that you can see with them. They work great with diamonds because, like I said, the jeweler can really get in there, and a lot of gemstones you can't work with too much or heat on very much because they'll crack right away. With rubies, you have no problem with that.
I think we've talked a little bit about that. There's different color variations.
Yes,
Isn't there?
and that's one of the things. Actually, rubies are, with their prices, are indicated by their color. The more deep red you get, which they kind of call a blood red or a pigeon
Yes.
Deep
red,
dark red, yeah.
deep dark red with a slight blue tinge is actually the most valuable. Rubies are very closely related to the sapphire, so that's why that little blue tinge right there really comes off strong.
Look at these, John.
Those are
And
blended
those-
with diamonds.
And those are blended with
Gorgeous.
diamonds, pave set all the way around, genuine rubies right there. They really are eye-catching, and they're very elegant.
Those are beautiful.
Can you talk about
Those
the
are
difference
gorgeous.
between the treated
Yes.
rubies and the...
You know, most of your natural rubies will be heat treated in some sense. And the reason why that is because that heat actually brings out the deep, deep color to them. But where you're talking about is where you want to be careful when you buy is actually when you're talking synthetic
All right,
rubies.
let's go through the difference
Yes.
here, because visually, you can tell a little bit of a difference.
You can tell
here.
a little bit when you look. Actually, the ones that are in your hand right there
Yeah.
to the left, all of them right there,
Right
are actually
here.
synthetic.
I was gonna find-
If something actually looks too good to be true,
Mm-hmm.
that's going to be a synthetic ruby. When you can actually look at it and you don't see any flaws. Very similar to emeralds and sapphires. If you look in that gemstone and you see flaws, you know that's a natural ruby right there.
But these are still real,
They're-
and they're set in real gold.
Gold, diamonds, yes, just a synthetic gemstone
Mm-hmm.
that actually doesn't command the high price. So if you still want the really nice look,
Yeah.
all of that, you can get it for a fraction of the cost.
Are the prices stable? Are they increasing? Because you mentioned demand, so
They
we expect
really
the
are
prices to go
increasing.
up.
Guys, pay attention to this question.
We've actually ordered a couple genuine rubies for a couple of our customers, and I cannot believe the prices that are going up on them. It used to be where a half carat or a carat ruby could run you anywhere in the $300 to $1,000 range. Now you're looking at probably $1,500 to $4,000 for a genuine ruby. So you're really looking at rubies are almost equal to diamonds when you start getting into the higher range areas.
They're so pretty.
They are gorgeous and they're elegant.
The piece that I've been wearing the last week does have ruby in it,
Yes.
but a couple of other stones too, John.
Rubies, pink sapphire, and white diamonds, all set in an 18 karat rose gold. I love this piece just because
so
it gives you
pretty.
so many different
Yes.
colors. It just is an amazing piece.
It is gorgeous and it's comfortable, and there was a feature we didn't spend any time on last week, but I
Yes.
think makes a huge difference if you're wearing it. Can you tell at home, and I'll do my best to show you, but there are 2 loops of rose gold inside this piece. Why are those there?
There's actually a spring that the designer made in there. A lot of ladies sometimes have issues with arthritis in their hands. So getting in rings over your knuckles sometimes can be kind of tough.
Yeah.
Well, what that does is that allows that ring to slip over that knuckle, but then it kind of squeezes that finger so you're not getting that turning.
But it's gentle.
It is. It feels amazing.
feels
That's why
great.
it's a spring. So it actually will retract, and so it feels good to the
Because
hand.
the ring's a little bit bigger than her finger, but that spring in there
helps
kind of
hug.
hugs the
It
hugs the
tightens.
hand.
Yeah, you're exactly right. So
Yeah.
that you're not sitting there constantly moving it up so people
And
can
it's
see
not
it.
spinning,
Are you
any
seeing
of
that
that.
feature on a lot of
You're
other
seeing
rings?
a lot because our jewelers actually do a lot of those springs in rings now because it is so difficult for some people with arthritis in their hands. So the designers are coming out actually already having those made in the rings.
Another trend, which you
Yes.
you dropped this on us a few months back, you said
Yep.
we're starting to see what in
more
metal?
and more, you're starting to see black rhodium.
Yeah.
So a lot of your whites and your yellows are starting to go away to where you're seeing this black rhodium in rings.
Yeah.
What it's doing is it's actually coating the ring. It's still white gold.
Yeah, so this is white gold.
Yep.
But then look at this. It's just got a kiss.
It's got a kiss of that black rhodium
Yeah.
in there that actually accents the diamonds and any type of gemstone that's in there. So we're starting to see that in the jewelry trade more and more now, that it really brings off those
Look
colors.
how cool that I don't know
is
what
pretty
you
cool.
bridge style. What is
It
that?
really is. It goes just like we talked about before. A lot of times you'll see designers actually stop the diamonds when they go underneath.
Right, because why
This
would you
one-
that goes
continue
under.
them?
Exactly. This one keeps continuously going underneath, over, so any which
Wow.
way you look at it, it really pops.
That's a nice piece.
Yeah,
We
like
have a
this piece
question.
that his shit on the week before, that stopped. Those,
Yeah.
Those stopped right there.
Those
Yep,
stopped
where
underneath.
this
Totally.
actually goes.
Yeah, that's
We
interesting.
have a question for you, John.
Yes.
And this is a great question because it kind of relates to our house.
A lot of us, yeah, feel
the
this
viewer-
way.
We recently found some old comic books and baseball cards in my dad's house. Do you deal in that stuff?
You know what we do? Comic books
Really?
actually are starting, the prices are starting to come up, depending once again on condition and actually the age of them and how many were made. Baseball cards, a lot of people got into baseball card collecting in the 80s and 90s. So a lot of the earlier, or the later date stuff, anywhere from 1980 until now, there's not a lot of value there. There's a little bit, but not a lot. Where you're talking about the value and really you can find some gems in there, or anything probably 1970s and before.
Gotcha.
What
when
if you
you're
don't
talking
know
about-
I mean, I don't know if it's valuable
Well,
or
I've got
not.
Bring it
little
in
shoe
now.
Right,
boxes.
just bring it in a
Shoe
box.
boxes. Can I just
Bring it
the shoe
in.
box
We can sift through those really quickly for you. You know, your Mickey Mantles, your Joe DiMaggios, those
Yeah,
types of cards
right.
that you can definitely get up into some.
And I bet you could take one of those and trade it in on a ruby
But
ring.
I think we could find something for you.
Well, my wheels are turning, John. If you have any questions for John, you're welcome to send them to value@omahamorningblend.com. I try to tweet out pictures of my jewelry, so if you ever miss one of his visits, check it out on Twitter, and I tag him at Saul's Guy. He's also on Facebook. 5 locations for Saul's in the Omaha area. Also online at saulsjewelryandloan.net.
Thanks, John.
Guys, thank
John.
you once again.
Good to see you.
I love when you're here.
It works out
And
good.
thanks for the tip on that. I got a couple shoe boxes I'm going to bring next week.
Bring
No
it in,
kidding.
we'll see what you got.
I've got some big boxes.
All right. Batman